From paranormal activities to ghosts, all the way to petrifying people. Today we're gonna look at 6 of the creepiest things ever caught on camera. Number 6. Joe Cummings and the creep from the attic. While living in his apartment, Joe found his food was constantly missing from the fridge. He knew he wasn't eating all of it, so he confronted his girlfriend about it, and she claimed it wasn't her either. But Joe didn't believe her, so in order to catch his girlfriend in the act, he set up hidden cameras in his apartment, and what he found was very scary and shocking. The footage showed a creepy woman crawling out of a small doorway near the ceiling, making her way down by using his furniture as stepping stones. The woman then goes to the bathroom in Joe's sink and proceeds to open the fridge and drink out of his carton of milk. You would think that she would just grab a bit of food then leave, but instead she makes herself comfortable by stealing more food and sits down to watch TV. Moments later, the woman realizes that Joe had woken up from his sleep and was coming to the kitchen to grab some food for himself, so she quickly runs into hiding. Once Joe goes back to sleep, the creepy woman returns to munch on more of his food, and after she's done taking what she needs, she then returns back into the little doorway where she came from. Now, as soon as Joe saw this footage, he left the apartment right away and called the cops from a safe location. Investigators said that she had set up a little nook for herself and had been living in that tiny hidden area for weeks or quite possibly longer. Number 5. The unwanted visitor. A few years ago, a Reddit user by the name of Fat and Depressed made a post informing people that there was something creepy lurking outside of his house. Fat and Depressed was using a doorbell security camera with the app Vivint to monitor people visiting his property. However, something really spooky happened because in a span of 3 days, he received 8 notifications of a person standing outside of his door. Now, all of these incidents had one thing in common. This strange occurrence only happened during late night between 10 PM to 5 AM. The first 7 times he checked the live footage, he saw nothing, so he thought it may have just been a stray animal. But on the 8th time, he witnessed a creepy person with a sinister smile looking into his camera. This photo and his Reddit post went viral after he exposed it to the world, but the identity of this individual still remains a mystery to this day. Number 4. The ghost of a boy with the dented head. New York artist Adam Ellis started having frequent nightmares about a ghost of a little boy with a misshaped head. One night, Adam was suffering from sleep paralysis while the boy was sitting in a rocking chair close to his bed. The boy then stood up and started walking awkwardly towards him right before Adam woke up screaming. In a later dream, a little girl appeared and said, "You've seen Dear David, haven't you?" Then proceeded to explain that the boy only appears during midnight and allows the dreamer 2 questions, but if they ask a third, then he kills them. During that period of time, he noticed his cats started acting really strange. Around midnight, they would just stand by the door as if something was on the other side, or they would act like they're watching an invisible entity. In other instances, objects would move by themselves without explanation. Now, this story caught the attention of millions, and people are still going back and forth proving the existence of Dear David or debunking the story altogether. Number 3. The haunted antique shop. In the UK, there's chilling footage of some very strange paranormal activities. Throughout the years, the owner of Brainsley's Antique Center has experienced over 50 bone-chilling unexplained events. He claims these incidents take place both by day and night. Sometimes he'd just be standing still and all of a sudden items will start dropping from the shelves. In another incident, a rocking horse is seen moving by itself and then suddenly falls down. But that's not it, cause they've also witnessed a cabinet exploding out of nowhere. Though they don't have explanations as to how these things could have happened, they do know that this store was built over a cemetery many years ago, and they think it could be the ghost of the fallen people. Number 2. The Chicago Creep. In 2016, a couple by the name of Jack Markacher and his girlfriend Jordan Buranskas noticed that her purse mysteriously went missing. In attempts to retrace their steps to find the missing purse, the couple reviewed some surveillance footage of their home, and what they found would terrify anyone. There was a creepy intruder who had been spying on them while they fell asleep on the couch. The man wore a hoodie and it is believed that he crept into the house from the back door. After watching the footage, they realized that the intruder was spying on them for 5 minutes, then went away for a bit and came back and watched them for another 5 minutes. The craziest thing about this is that he was so quiet that their dogs didn't even notice he was there. Number 1. Ghost caught on camera. In 2017, Brianna Hernandez and her husband's dinner was interrupted when they noticed a very strange figure floating across their security camera. They immediately ran to view the footage more carefully, and Brianna said what she saw made her hair stand up and that she's never witnessed something like that before. Their surveillance captured a phenomenon that really couldn't be explained. Not so much a living person, but a person in an otherworldly form, floating but having movements of the arms and legs. Coincidentally enough, they did mention that their home had a bit of history. Before moving in, Brianna spoke to a man who was very familiar with their property. He explained a few years ago his uncle had a house on that same corner lot but ended up dying. The house stayed vacant for a while before it was torn down to build their new home on top of it. Simply put, the couple claimed that this could have been a ghost. Question of the day: do you guys believe in these paranormal activities, or do you think that some of these are just a hoax? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe for a lot more content like this. Smash that like button because it really does help me out. As always, I love you beautiful people so much, and I'll see you guys next Saturday.